10. Hey guys, General Splatton here. Just want to do kind of a follow-up to the question I asked out to the community about how long it would take you to paint up a good tabletop quality miniature, and then how long it would take like a painting service, a professional service, to do. And where I wanted to go with that, a lot of people were thinking I was trying to find out what I should be charging. That have nothing to do with it. And just this is really, and it's probably going to make some people mad. It's not what I'm intending. Just wanted to see what the general perception was out there, and then just give you something to think about. All right. Before me, this is a commission I'm doing for someone, and these are just standard troops. This is just a good, when I say good gaming quality, this is what I'm talking about. Let me show you something that looked really nice on the tabletop there. These are the Risen from the Alexia box. So show you what those look like. This is a good quality gaming standard. This is what I'm talking about. Now, what I meant was not just painting. You gotta take it out of the box. You gotta get off the mold lines and flash. Clean it. Then you gotta wash it and dry it, prime it, then paint it and base it. The whole thing, start to finish. That's what I was talking about. All right. Now, let's say that you are, and these are kind of standard. I'm talking about something that looks nice. All right. Let's say that you are a commission service. After looking at these, what would you think you would charge for putting this kind of quality product out? Well, going back to the questions, I got everything from days to a few minutes, but it seemed like the general consensus, and you can go back and look at the comments on the video I put out about it and see what people said. Safe to say, I think we can just settle on a number. Say it would take a professional painter an hour per figure to paint these to this quality. That sounds like a good round number. Might take longer, might take less, depending on the painter. But for this particular video, we'll say an hour to paint each one of these up, get it all clean, based, primed, the whole 9 yards. All right. Now here's the question: what would you charge if you were doing these? Well, looking at some painting services on the net and around, and hearing people throw figures out, let's say a person did these for $3 per figure. Okay. Well, let's say the red one here was done for $3. Let's say somebody else might do this for $6. Let's say somebody else would do one, say, for $10. Just prices vary from person, service to service. All right. Well, let's do a little time for a little math, simple math. All right. Let's say person A does his figures for $3 a figure, and based on a standard 40-hour work week, that's 2,000. We'll say he works 50 weeks a year, takes 2 weeks off. Well, at $3 a figure, 40 hours a week, that's 2,000 hours for 50 weeks. He would earn $6,000 for an entire year's work. Okay. Next, let's say this service does it for $6, basically doubling it. Well, that comes out to $12,000 a year for his services, painting 40, basically 1 hour a figure, 40 figures for a week's work, 2,000 of these produced over a year's time, $12,000. And the third person or service does this figure for $10 an hour. Well, that's $20,000 a year for painting 2,000 of these. So it's $10 an hour, $10 a figure, basically. All right. Now here's the food for thought. One person, and these are 2009 figures, one person in the United States, this is a continental state, United States. I didn't find earlier figures, so we're going with these 2009 figures. According to the U.S. government, poverty level for one person in America in 2009 was $10,830. Poverty level now, that's subsistence level type. Two people, $14,570 poverty level. For three people in a household, $18,310 per household. And then for four people in a household, it came out to $22,050 for yearly income, just to be on the the subsistence poverty level. Now, translate those figures to those numbers to painting figures. Now, there's another question. How much do you make in your job? Don't anybody respond to that. It's a rhetorical question for you just to think along where my thought processes were on this. How much do you make in your job? Well, in your job, would you want to make $10 an hour? I mean, $3 an hour? Would you do it for $3 an hour? Would you do your job for $5 an hour? And I'm sorry, I don't know any kind of conversion to another currency. So, $5 an hour? Would you want to do your job for $10 an hour? Now, I'm not trying to justify anything. Just once I've gotten into having a painting service, it just got me to thinking about things. If you look over the grand scheme of things, what is too much, what is too little? Have you ever thought about that? About what a service is charging, not just for that one project. Just think of it in an entire year's project. What they charge. And remember, folks, this is before taxes. These numbers, of $6,000 a year, $12,000 a year, and $20,000 a year, because they're supposed to pay tax on it because it's income. So that's just gross income, not net. So just want to put something out there, see what y'all think about it. Have you ever thought about that? Maybe give you a new perspective on painting services and what they charge. Like I said, I'm not trying to stir up anything, just food for thought. Have you ever thought along those lines? Love to hear what you have to think about it. So the next time somebody's saying that's too high, or I wish I could do a painting service, think about what you've heard here. See what you think about it. Well, that's all I wanted to talk about today, and that's what the questions were about. I had an ulterior motive, just to put out some food for thought, some questions to maybe get you to wondering and thinking. Well, I'd love to hear your comments and see what you think about it. This is General Splatton. I'll talk again. Dismissed.